So what's up, fellas? How's everybody been?
We missed Diego.
Living the dream. It's been a long time since we've done this, it feels like, man.
It does. It does. We took a little break.
Yeah, our producer went on hiatus.
It's been 1 week.
So were you in trouble?
Well, but it's been like
Diego,
it's been like 2 since we recorded though.
No, we just our manpower shortage.
So it's like now the time to become a cop?
Now it's a time to become a cop.
Are they going to pay you more?
That's what I was gonna ask.
No, yeah. So I guess we're gonna see. Probably gonna lower the standards. As far
that's
as
not
requirement.
good.
No.
All right. Yeah.
That's
Because
giving
for a while,
not good.
Hey,
for
So
a while,
you mean to tell me we can have Mark Finley be a cop?
Yeah,
that's
pretty
kind of
much.
the opposite of what we want to do, right?
I know,
we don't want
but I
that.
mean, it's
That's not what we're looking
Protect
for.
and
the
serve.
next 5 years, we're gonna
Or whatever.
have some issues.
We're gonna have Mark Finley, Rick, Sitchin, Chris Castillo.
Hey,
That's
man.
gonna be the cops on the
That
street.
is not
I
what
pulled
we
you over, but man, you seem alright. I'm gonna let you go.
Yeah.
Hey, you got any free shit in there?
Yeah, you got any free shit in there? Can I have a sandwich?
Hey man, I
Yeah,
get a hit off that shit. I'll let you go.
Oh, Lord.
Oh God, save us all, man. Yeah, Diego's been telling us like in the next 5 years we're gonna see like a real a shortage in the police force.
We need some fucking RoboCops.
Yeah, dude.
That's
Boom.
what we
I
need.
think
Hey, with the rise of AI, I've seen Terminator. Hey, man, it can be done.
Hey, yeah, we could have a fucking couple RoboCops. We
No,
don't need
no,
other
count
cops.
me out. I don't want no RoboCops.
Why?
Because I can't talk my way out of a RoboCop ticket. Like, I feel like a RoboCop isn't going to get humor. It's not going to understand when
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
because I'm honest.
I
If you,
agree.
if you
Yeah.
pull me over,
Yes.
like
You
I
gotta
get
go
pulled
take a
over,
shit.
I roll the window down. I'm like, hey, I shouldn't have been doing that, but I'm in a fucking hurry to get where I'm going. I apologize.
Yes, yes.
Any way we can be cool right now? And they'll usually either go, hey, you know what, man, just slow it down.
Or I don't give a
Clearly, because I know.
Yeah, RoboCop
White,
might glitch
you
and
know.
shoot your ass.
Clearly, this is when having
Guilty of
being
speeding.
being white has its advantages, Wayne. You know
I
what I'm
don't, I
saying?
don't know what you're talking about, man. I have no idea.
I'm gonna come up.
Lulac.
Lulac.
Lulac over there.
Lulac
They're,
over
get,
here,
they're
baby.
getting tickets every time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, right.
Checking
Yeah.
my immigration status.
Yeah, they fucked me up. They towed my shit and
Well,
everything.
yeah, because they're like,
I get towed.
They're like, clearly this billionaire shouldn't be in this Mercedes.
You know
What's
how many
happening over
Jack
here?
Shacks Diego's talked his way out of getting arrested, man? He's fine. He's got this.
It's because he's got the radio, so he knows when they're on their way.
Yeah, right?
He
Well,
keeps that shit in his ear.
just
Oh, here they
goes.
come.
He just goes.
He
to
flicks the
other-
lights so everybody else knows. If the
not
light
dumb.
flicks 3 times, guys, head out the back door.
You know, Diego's like, listen, we're going over.
That's the code.
We're going over to Happy Go Lucky Spa today at 3 p.m. and at 2:45, Diego goes to a different spa. So why that one? He's like,
You got about 3 in rotation.
I'm
right?
at the wrong one, my guys. I'm sorry.
I didn't know.
Oh hell.
No, it's good. It's good to get everybody back together.
Yeah,
for the
man, it's
show,
good
man.
to be here with the fellas.
What you think about Submission Hunter this weekend?
Dude, what a great card.
Did you get to catch it?
What do you think of Fury FC 81 2 weeks ago?
That one too.
We'll get to that. We'll get to
Yeah.
that.
Hey, so Submission Hunter Pro was our return. You know, we kept saying debut on Fight Pass, but I guess it's our debut for a multi-event deal. But for those who recall, you know, we did the women's only.
Yeah,
card.
breast cancer awareness show that we did.
21?
Yeah, I believe so.
20 or 21.
No, I think it was 20 actually. Yeah, I think it was 20 towards the
Yeah,
end
it
of
was.
2020, the
Yes.
COVID year. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Golly,
so-
It was a
man.
couple of months
It's been
before,
almost
yeah.
3 years since.
Yeah, that was an extremely fun event. And
We should do another all women's card, actually.
we should.
What about a police versus fire card?
We should
that
do
would
it
go terrible.
You think
That
so?
would go terrible. Well, I mean, there are quite a few good officers who roll.
How many black belts are there?
There's
Yeah,
some.
I was
There's
going to
some.
say how many like
Not
high
enough
level
to build a
jiu-jitsu
Not enough to build
firemen
an
and
entire
cops could you? Yeah,
card. I think when you expand it,
we'd have a
to-
5-fight card, but we have to have some.
There's a good amount.
We'd have to have
That's a
some
good amount. I know
fodder in
there-
there.
What is it? Is it a Iron Pigs training? Luke Crawford and
Yes,
them.
yeah.
They've got a great
What if we
program
had
out there
like
for jiu-jitsu for
a cops versus inmates card?
Okay.
I like
Well,
that.
I feel
I like
there could be some legal problems
I don't think
there.
so.
See, hey, ask the
Do
cop.
They, do
He's
they
in.
do cop? You know they used to do boxing in prisons.
Yeah.
Did they ever do cops versus the prisoners?
Fuck no.
Yeah, I think so. In California, I've seen some
Yeah?
boxing.
The
Yeah,
prisoners
they call
beat
it
that.
badge versus con. Or
I think
something like
that was blood in, blood out. You're thinking. of.
Oh,
I
no.
mean, you may be just Miklo. or- the
Badge
Sangre
versus
in,
con.
sangre fuera.
that sounds terrible.
That sounds
Yeah.
fucking awful. They would never allow that.
Yeah, Submission Hunter Pro
maybe
84.
we could do something fun like that. I don't think it would be. Maybe we have a segment.
I think
We
an
do
all
battle.
women. I think an all women's card would.
An all women's one would go well.
Yeah, I think that's
again.
more doable. We've
These
got some
cards are-
history there.
They're not easy to put together, though. The top end, I'll tell you, the top end of the women's card is hard to put together because there's a lot of really good brown belts, really good black belts. They don't want to go against each other.
Right.
Remember how was that for trying to put them all together? You're like, hey, well, she's this. Well, I get it, but she's not a black belt yet, so I don't want to go against her.
Right. She weighs 5 pounds more than me.
That seems to happen. Dang, Diego,
Yeah,
won.
man.
Diego, what you doing, sir?
We're not even 10 minutes into this thing, Diego's
And it's
already
not
falling
that,
over bar
and it's not
stools.
that happens less with the men. There's just more options. Like there's
is.
more people to grab from.
Yeah.
Which I wish there were. I wish we had an overabundance of female competitors. That would be great. But I'm sure we can. But we had to fly people in for that. Remember, we had to bring like Roxanne Modafferi and Daniel Kelly. There was a few.
There are
people
a host of
brought in as
others
well.
that we had to fly in for
Yeah,
that.
that's a lot. The majority of the card we did fly in.
Yeah, so that makes it a little difficult sometimes. But overall, like
That was a chair.
the card,
Sorry.
the card went great. It was fun. It was cool to be back on Fight Pass, and what a great event! How about match of the night? Daniel Pineda and Gabriel Macario. How fun was that?
Yeah, that was a fun one to watch, man. Gabe Macario getting in there with a UFC level fighter like Daniel Pineda, man. Props to him.
It's cool because they're both featherweight fighters.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, Macario definitely showed he has extremely good jiu-jitsu, extremely good wrestling, but Daniel Pineda is just a monster.
Yeah, he's next level, man.
Yeah. What did he get? He ended up taking the back, flattening him
Took him
out,
in the
right?
back in a violent rear naked choke.
He like dug in.
That's
Like,
the dirty shit. Daniel
going
likes.
nowhere.
That's that Daniel Pineda way, man. Like
Yeah.
if you're in pain, he's happy.
When you like normally if he takes the back like that, he's pounding your ears out,
Yeah.
and then he's sinking in the choke if he don't TKO you.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, that's nasty shit.
That was fun.
Got the Kimura tattoo of the.
Got the Kimura tattoo, $500 tattoo certificate to go out
I
and
told
get some
him I better
artwork
see the
done.
neck tattoo, Pineda.
The Fury one?
The big Fury logo on his neck.
Hey, we sent them back to the UFC. He owes me
That's right. Right here.
right here. I owe Fury. That's what I want. I heart Fury.
So overall, it was a really fun card. What'd y'all think about the 8-man tournament?
I think we should just rename it the Big Dan Monosoyu
Well,
Invitational.
Jeez.
I thought Francisco Lowe was gonna do a little bit better with Dan, opening up.
How much of that, like behind the scenes, we know, and we can say now, he showed up 5 minutes before he was supposed to compete.
Right, so he didn't get to warm up.
He didn't
or-
warm up. And now, listen, that doesn't say, look, Big Dan is a monster.
Right.
I'm not saying that would have changed the outcome, but
That's
maybe
his
he
own
would've-
fault.
He could have,
I
100%
mean,
his own
Like,
fault.
like I made it very clear. So the main card started at 4:30. I told these guys to be there at 3:00.
He got there at
And it's-
almost 5.
It's 4:15, and I'm like, dude, where are you at?
Yeah, this isn't your average run of the mill show. Like
No,
we've got
man, like, we
when
don't
you're on
do shit
TV, you
like
got
that.
times you have to hit. Like you got a format and the time that's allotted to you. That's what you get. You don't show up 5 minutes before your fight and ask for another hour.
Yes, I mean, so we were me and Rich were already kicking it around like we might have to advance Dan to the semis.
It was either
if this
advanced
kid don't
Dan
show up.
or I was going to hop up there and just like, all right, Dan, just don't make me hurt you, but I will tap quickly.
Yeah.
See, well, we didn't want him to mother's milk Rich because Rich would have started sucking.
Oh.
Yeah,
So we couldn't.
What if I didn't tap? You just see me pull him closer.
Yeah, yeah.
you just see Rich in there motorboating.
Yeah.
La, 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 la.
Yeah, so we were like, man, that's a bad idea, Rich.
Yeah, I mean, listen, it sounded terrible, but if that's what we had to do to keep the show going, I've been like, hey, grab me some shorts. Let's
We
get out there.
probably honestly
we joked about that the week before,
yeah,
remember?
we could have grabbed one of the black belts out of the singles matches.
Yeah.
One of those guys would have jumped in
Yeah,
there.
somebody for sure would have stepped in
Heffernan probably
there.
would have said, "I'll do it."
yeah, I'll
All
hop in
day.
there, yeah.
So there would have been some other guys.
Hey, but hey, props to Francisco Lowe. He showed up and literally walked in the door, signed his paperwork to compete, walked to the other side of the stage, and we called his name to
he
walk
walked
out.
And I had talked to some of the coaches. He went to an open mat at Henzo or somewhere, and they were like, "Dude, this guy's really fucking good." Like he was rolling some people up. They had never seen him before.
So a lot of
But you
places
see the levels, man. When
we're picking him as like a dark horse to win this.
I was too.
Hey, shout out to Jits Magazine, man. They did a great job promoting the event, reaching out to us.
Shout out to Live Oak Vodka.
Oh, yeah. Wait,
Hallahead Whiskey.
We haven't got to those guys yet. OnlyFans. You're on OnlyFans.com/Fury Fighting right now.
Shout out to what's their massage place?
I got 3 of them. Pick one.
What's their
Yeah,
name?
right.
So
No comment.
So
Plead
in
the fifth.
the first round was Felipe Silva. defeated Michael Esquivel with a nasty guillotine. That was
How
super
about
fun.
a Ronde and Hunter?
That was a fun match. I was going to ask you what you thought. So,
I thought if Hunter made it past the first round, he could have. I thought he was going to possibly be able to do something with Big Dan.
yeah.
We didn't get to see it.
How about the Rolling Thunder starts for Austin? Just run out there diving at people. I loved it. Love his energy, man. He brings
Yeah.
a great energy to
He's
these.
a
to
fun
these
guy to
formats.
watch.
He said anytime he wants to come back, anytime we're ready for him. Come
What
back.
about that Aoki lock on Hunter, man? Like Hunter. The last time we saw him was at our tournament that we had the first.
He
tournament.
dominated.
He submitted. He was the only person to get multiple submissions.
Rear naked chokes.
Yeah, and then
He basically won that 4-man for his team.
Yes. Yeah. So it was a very interesting term. It was fun. Who was the other round with Declan Moody and Pedro Alex. How big is fucking Pedro Alex?
He got heel hooked, right? Nasty.
Yeah. Didn't tap.
I don't know. Did he have time?
Yeah.
All I heard was
Yeah, that's verbal.
I
It was quick.
I watched it again, and then obviously as I'm editing the pictures, I've got a picture. He's got both hands down on the mat, and he's kind of looking at Declan like maybe he thinks he can get out because when you're that big, you kind of don't respect other people's stuff sometimes.
Yep.
And I don't know if it was that. I don't know, but
Well, you go from like 1
think
second,
he's
I'm
alright.
okay, I'm okay, I'm good, and then the next second, you're like, oh shit, that's not okay.
I think he's okay. I seen him in the gym this morning. So.
I mean, Nicky Rod sent me a message saying, hey, we had originally had a different guy on the card. He's like, hey, I got this guy Declan. Let him fill in instead. So he took this week or so that he knew he was going to compete, and showed up, man. And he was great. He was easy to work with. Looked awesome. That inside heel hook was nasty on Pedro. But you say he was out working already.
I've seen his IG and he's at the gym hitting the weights and shit. So I
Awesome.
think he's pretty good.
So that was our first round. Get through, and then we had Declan and Silva. Declan won by decision.
Yeah.
And then Big Dan with a second mother's milk choke. So at some point during the night, he told you he was going to do mother's milk everybody. And he
He
did.
told me that before he got to the venue.
And he did.
And he did. He mother's milked everybody.
I
That's
kind of
his
would have
shit,
liked to
man.
see. I know. I kind of would have liked to see what else he could do. Especially with somebody like Arande. But I guess you
kinda-
go with
Well,
what
I mean,
brought
obviously
you.
he can
Yeah.
mother's milk anybody, any size, because he got Ricardo
Dude,
in Vegas.
like
Evangelista.
getting Ricardo Evangelista in that. Now listen, for those who don't understand jiu-jitsu, it seems like maybe it should be something you should be able to. People writing that's a bullshit. You should be able to get out of there, dude. Listen.
Well, listen, it should be even harder for Dan if the opponent knows it's coming.
Yes.
Like,
Yeah.
I'm telling you, this is what I'm gonna
Well,
do.
think about all the things that have
Fucking
to
still
go
does it.
wrong before he gets there. You have to be on bottom. He has to pass your guard, and then he has to get to mount. Then he has to get to this position. So, you fucked up a while back ago. To say that, he didn't, he earns those positions. He gets there, and it's such a safe move. I love to use the mother's milk in my own gym because it's a move that, you don't lose position. Because you're on top, if you go for an arm bar, you can lose position.
You
fall
got to
to the
really
side.
control the head, though.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
If you control the head, it's hard for the rest of the body to.
It sucks. Have you been mother's milk?
No, can't nobody fucking do that to me,
Oh
man.
my gosh.
Come on.
Oh my gosh.
So
The only
on
person who
next
mother's
one-
milks me is my wife.
Woo! And you ain't tapping, huh? My man. No tap. That's
No
why they got
tap.
12 kids. All right.
No tap, all scrap, and Eric Garcia.
That's it. Give me a drink, goddamn.
Yeah.
Oh.
Hey, this mother's
So
milk
lucky
segment
Tara doesn't
brought
listen
you-
to the show.
Brought to you by Howlerhead Whiskey,
Sleeping
Live
on
Oak
the couch.
Vodka, Sheath Undies. Man, get them all on there for you guys. Hey, OnlyFans, thanks y'all for being here today. I'm going to kick y'all off now. You already got the backside of it. Y'all have a great time.
Peace.
All right, so
Go get you some sweet V.
then we move on. So who do you see? We talked about our next tournament. Big Dan wants to come back. He talked about how great it
I'm
is.
sure he does. Mother's milk everybody.
Let's get Nicky Rod out.
Again, him and Big Dan?
Different rules.
It's different rules, yes.
Different rules.
Yeah, submission only.
I
Let's
mean,
go.
if we get Nicky Rod out here, Oliver Taza expressed wanting to be part of it.
Yeah.
The problem is like a lot of these savages train on the same team.
Yeah.
And then it's hard because if they end up in the finals with their teammate,
Yeah, nobody wants to fight their friend.
yeah, and I don't want to paper, rock, scissors on, you know?
Well, I feel like it should be a little different with jiu-jitsu.
I think
it's,
so,
It's not
yeah.
like it's,
Yeah.
you know,
I still think, I think
it's not a combat sport, you know, in a
it's,
cage.
it's
and,
best
you know,
to
that.
pull one guy from each team. So
Yeah.
to where you don't fall
That
into
way
a
you don't
position.
worry about
right,
that, yeah.
Exactly. It's just a lot of people don't want to go out there and go against Big
Yeah.
Dan. Like, what about some of the other matches? What'd you think about Eves coming back? What'd you think about him?
I thought he won.
I thought he won too, man.
Like I know
Josh
I know
is tough,
His
and
body
Josh
language
gamer.
after the fight told me he didn't
I know
feel
we're-
like he
I
won, or
know
like he
we're
didn't
not-
do what he thought he could do, I guess.
I know we're not supposed to like take sides and all this stuff, and I'm not. I don't think
Both
I'm
of those
taking
guys are
sides.
my friends.
Yeah,
and
I'm
Josh
not
is.
taking sides at all.
I just added Josh to
Yeah.
Colleen. He's going to take on Travis Moore.
I saw the
dude's
poster.
a gamer. He'll go against anybody.
This isn't a shout against anything against Josh.
Yeah, I love Josh Sharp.
I
dude.
just thought like his best
exciting.
position.
He's been on practically every submission hunter we've ever
Yeah,
done.
his best position was he was setting up a wrist lock, but while Eves was on his back.
Can we rewatch that shit, man?
I mean, we can.
We could. We're recording a podcast.
Actually, no,
right
we
now.
can't because I don't.
Yeah, let's go to the screen. Put it on the telestrator, D.
And go.
Well, I mean,
Alright,
glitch.
if I recall, Eve's got a takedown,
Uh-huh.
right?
He said, yeah, he's
Mount.
got the back mount. I want to. He had a Kimura attempt,
Arm triangle.
arm triangle, and
Well, Josh Sharpless had a Kimura.
Josh
attempt,
had the Kimura. I'm sorry, you're right, and he had the wrist lock.
and he had the wrist lock.
So,
yeah.
listen, it wasn't an egregious decision. I personally just thought Eves was on top more and did more. That doesn't mean that I can see to somewhat where or the refs chose him and said, look, he's already cleaned out his
I'm not
cranberry.
the. Listen, at the end of the day, we're not the judges, man, and we
not.
hire guys
Yeah.
to do this for us. And if I got in the middle of every decision, it wouldn't be right. So I leave it to that. Sometimes they make the right call, sometimes they don't.
Hey,
But who am I to say?
You don't see us get up and walk over there and talk to them when they're all huddled. Like
No.
they make their decision, they deal with it. We can disagree later. but
I did
right
go
there,
ask
they're
them
done.
after, though, how'd y'all come up with that decision? And they said, well, we thought that Josh had more submission attempts. And that's how we judged it.
Well,
Okay.
yeah.
Is it
What do you
different
say?
negotiating
What? Negotiating?
grapplers versus MMA fighters as far as
Yeah.
Yeah.
at this level?
Yeah.
Honestly, man, like, I personally believe that the MMA guys deserve to get paid more. What
I
do you
agree.
think?
I agree.
But grappling has become it's growing so fast, and these guys are getting paid at other places. Hence,
A lot of money.
a lot of money at the
Yeah.
so they expect a lot of money, and it's hard at the, if
The expectations for the top level guys are high.
very high.
But
But to
you
go
know-
out there for 8 minutes and expect $10,000,
Yeah.
Your pay has to
And
be
you're not
relative
getting
to
punched.
the value you bring to the promotion.
right?
I mean,
That's
look
my
at,
take on
Look
it.
at
I agree.
look at Big Dan for this tournament. Big Dan took $6,500 home.
Yeah,
And he was on the stage for, let's say, 6 minutes, maybe two minutes a match.
yeah, that's a good payday.
Now that doesn't mean, listen, I get it. He trained, he worked his ass off to get there, all those things.
But let's
I
say
guess
we
his
let's
lifestyle,
let's
though.
say we do
Right.
that in a different place every month, and Big Dan comes to the tournament and he takes $6,500 home on one weekend every month,
Every month.
not counting his seminars
Yeah.
and anything else he did. I mean, he had a full pay trip. When we do the FPIs in Vegas, he gets their flights get paid, their hotels get paid, Ubers get paid, like everything gets
Everything's
taken
taken
care
care
of.
of.
They get paid to show up, they get paid to win. Like that, those kind of things will spoil. I think there should be a tier.
Yeah.
You know, like if you're not in Vegas at the UFC Apex, you shouldn't expect that.
Yeah, I think
amount of-
it does have to come back. What I still don't understand,
That tea's good, huh?
That
and
is actually pretty damn good.
and I think you and I have been around this part of
put
it
stuff
long
in
enough.
there or no?
A little bit of how,
Motherfucker's
like a
talking
half
about,
a shot.
like,
We're only
oh, I'm
trying to do a
sorry,
show over
we're
here.
trying
You
to
know,
do
but
a
hey, y'all
show.
you can measure your pores. I mean, let's just
When you
do
talk
that.
about, I still don't understand why people are more willing to go and pay to
I know.
compete
I agree.
Yeah.
at an IBJJF
I've never understood that,
or
man.
anything else versus coming and getting on our stage and getting paid to compete.
Getting paid if you win, and if you don't win, you lose nothing. You didn't come out of your pocket.
So At no point during any of my time training, and now I'm 20 something years in training, at no point have I ever went and looked at the resume of the person I'm training under and went, oh shit, you got an IBJJF Masters 3 world title? Cool, let me pay you more.
Me neither.
Never happened.
Yeah.
Never happened. It never will. If I go out next week and win an IBJJF tournament, I can't raise my rates at my school. I'm not going to make more money. So why would I go pay to compete at this tournament, pay to be a member of the IBJJF, pay to do all the things that go around it, when I can come get on the stage in front of thousands of people, thousands of countries, millions of people, and compete and win money?
And this isn't a knock at the IBJJF
Yes,
or
it
any of
is.
those.
No,
Well,
I mean-
to me, it's not. Listen, to me, it's
It is, but it's not. But they're two
He's
different
right. No.
animals, man.
Well,
Like,
the thing
IBJJF,
is if you're gonna pay to do that, then there should be no problem coming to do to do a super fight, right? Or
Right.
to do a pro match, because it's a plus.
It's the perceived value. People have this perception that going to compete at IBJJF or whatever tournament is better than having a super
Oh, yeah,
fight.
so-
but they're
so
two different business
you got
models.
one
So
guy
they're
in your
entirely
bracket-
different. So I
I
mean,
agree.
to go to
Yeah.
one and expect the same from the other, I mean, they're totally different. One is like registration driven,
Right.
Yes.
And I mean, you know, what TV deal do they have? What TV rights do they have? What licensing deals that what or whatever.
Right.
And I mean, I don't know what you've done there. That's great, but how does
Yeah.
it translate over
Yeah,
here
but
to this?
you'll
Who,
catch some
who wants to
competitors-
pay to watch you do this?
You'll catch some competitors that will sign up knowing there's nobody in their division or in their bracket and
Yes.
walk out there and get their hand raised and
Yeah.
get the medal on and go on the podium.
Beat the same guy 3 times and go
Yeah.
get your medal and
Hey,
whoo, I'm
how
the
about-
champ, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you know,
I don't
congratulations.
agree with that shit. I mean,
But okay, now let's match you. Let's actually match you. Let's find somebody.
figure it out.
We have had-
You're
it
gonna have to pay
is-
me a lot more.
It is so
Why?
frustrating.
Because-
no, I just paid $250
Yeah.
for my medal.
It's so frustrating when you're
That,
dealing
you know,
with
I
people
mean,
and they're
I don't
like,
mean to disrespect by saying that, but that's essentially what you did.
Hey, shout out to IBJJF. They're racking in the dough.
dude, they're doing great. They are a
and
money
that's their
making
business
machine.
model.
Congratulations.
You pay us to come compete.
But I can't understand
And
how
people
many
line up
people,
to do it.
when we talk to them and we're like, hey, do you want to compete on this day here versus insert whoever, or even no name. I got IBJJF the week after. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
And
All right, so you're going to pay to go there. But, all right, hey, whatever.
cool.
Whatever.
I'm sure there's some jiu-jitsu guys out there that are like, fuck these guys.
I get
Yeah,
it.
Talking
yeah.
that shit. Hey,
I
man,
get
I
it.
mean,
It is what it is. I mean, we're
Come
all
show
entitled to
me.
our opinions,
Hey,
but
yeah, hey, listen,
show me,
you
baby.
you can say whatever you want. I know the two of us here, we both got our black belts, just like a very small percentage of you. And if you don't have your black belt, I don't give a shit what you're saying.
Yeah.
Now, unless you're Big Dan, like he doesn't have a black belt. And
Yeah,
there's
Dan, we
around,
love
like,
you, Dan.
there's
hey,
exceptions.
so it was cool because afterwards he said, "Hey, y'all come out to Austin so I could take y'all to dinner."
Yeah, dude.
Like I'm in. He's such
like-
a great dude,
he's
man.
Such a, he thanked you for getting him a king bed. You know, like
I put everybody up at where did we put them up at?
I don't say it. It's not a paid sponsorship.
It was a great. It was a
good
nice
hotel.
hotel.
It was a nice
Good
place.
It was a super nice hotel by the airport, and I made sure Big Dan had a king size bed.
yeah.
And he was like, "Man, thank you so much. I will never forget this."
He's like Andre
Dude,
the Giant. You got
he's-
to accommodate him,
he's
right?
so- exactly.
He doesn't
He's-
shit in the bathtub, does he?
No.
Okay.
No.
Oh,
But if he
I don't
passes out
know.
in the hall, you're not getting him up either.
Yeah,
so.
yeah.
Such a nice
Did
guy.
you think he drinks?
Big Dan?
Yeah.
I probably has to drink too much to try to feel it.
What if we brought him on? How much Howler would he drink?
Yeah, probably like 3 bottles
All
to get
of
a
it.
buzz.
All of it.
He'd drink all of it.
Yeah.
We should
Yeah.
bring him on.
That was like the legend, like Andre the Giant. He had to drink like 20 bottles of wine to get
Yeah.
a buzz.
Hey, there was a thing on Andre the Giant that he drank like
Yeah.
40
He had-
beers or something.
No, I
Insane
think it was like
drinking
72
appetite.
beers. It was some,
Big Dan
yeah.
is probably just
Look that
slightly
shit up
behind
real quick.
him. He's a freaking giant.
I watched a documentary and maybe it was it Andre's documentary maybe, but there was literally a thing and he drank an outrageous
drank-
amount of
Yeah.
beers.
156 beers in one sitting.
Boom.
14
That's it, yeah.
point. Look at his hand on a can of beer.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's like-
14.6.
It's like
Jamie,
holding one of those
Mini
kids,
Coke.
little
Picture.
mini cokes from
Bro, that looks
kids.
like the holding the little mini Coke can.
That's
So
like
that
Sigyn holding his
that
wiener.
would probably
Ah, you silly
so
bitch.
Big Dan would probably be comparable to that. Big Dan would need like a lot of alcohol if he does drink.
How old is
I'm
he?
assuming he. Big Dan.
He's like 20 something.
Dude, he's really young.
He's
He's like
young, man.
22.
Com-
below
committed-
25, I think,
Yeah.
right?
And he's committed his entire life to
Jiu-jitsu.
to jiu-jitsu.
And I mean, for him, it's going well.
Dude, he's 20. He's 22.
22 years old, man.
22 years old. He's 6'7", 300 pounds.
He's Romanian.
No, that he won the Romanian Nationals.
19-year-old prospect wins 80.
This is when he was a blue belt. He was a blue belt in 2019. I think he just got his purple.
I was going to say he's purple now, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's insane what he's able to do, but I mean, shit, it's all
It was cool
relative to his
see,
size.
Danaher and Gordon and Nicky Rod, those guys sharing
Yeah.
all the sub hunter shit.
It was cool to see them sharing everything. It was cool to see people getting behind it, man. Like even the fighters, Adrian Yanez, Brendan Allen, all those guys were sharing everything for us.
The next one's gonna probably be the one we do in October on Fight Pass in Houston.
Yeah.
That's gonna draw a lot of buzz. Watch.
Yeah.
People ain't gonna forget.
We should give him a gimmick, like if his opponent puts their black belt on the line, Big Danny gets to take it home with him. He could be like a black belt collector.
No, but we're gonna do some belts for the tournament winners
Yeah.
now.
Yeah,
We're gonna start strapping them up.
Yeah, for sure.
Strapping.
Special belt coming
kick
up.
ass.
Yeah.
It's a fun event, man.
The mother's milk belt.
I love
Yeah. Put
Sub Hunter.
a bottle
Like-
on it or something.
Like remember, we just like a few years ago, we were so busy with Fury. Sub Hunter was put on the back burner,
Yeah.
and almost to the point where it was like,
There's a reason for that.
Didn't want to didn't want to do them, man. And we're back at it, rocking and rolling with them, and I'm excited, man. I really enjoy our MMA guys getting involved. The
That's what I like.
Heffermans, I like
Yeah.
seeing
That's what I like.
Macario and Pineda. And
Likewise.
those guys come out there.
I think for October we can pull in a Brendan Allen.
I think so.
You know, he would like to do it. Daniel Pineda would probably
We
want to
got
come
Matt
back.
Snell's here in town. Like, there's a bunch of
Giannis.
guys that we can get.
I have,
out
I have a
Now-
buddy of mine that I've been pitching.
You see the
here
MVP
and there.
of
I'm
the
not
league?
I'm not saying any
Of his
names, but
league.
I've pitched it a few times to
The
a friend
wrestler?
of mine. I've mentioned I'm trying to
We've already
work
went
on
too
that.
far.
Yeah,
We've already went too
thanks
far.
for that, Rich Burmaster.
I just said he was the best of his
But
division.
yes.
He was-
He's-
Did he
yeah.
not
the
compete
most
first
valuable
before?
player.
I thought he has.
No, he's
a
been
blue
out.
belt, right?
He's been out to a few of our events, but I mentioned it to him, a while back, and it sounded like a good idea
What's
to
he
him.
weigh?
He's big.
Yeah, probably 240, 250ish, somewhere in there.
We'll get him versus
James
Booker T.
Markle.
Booker T.
He's got he had some knee surgery that he was dealing with. So I mean that
Dude, give him
That
James.
presents a challenge,
Let
but-
him and James or him and Kurt. They're all
How
like,
how did Kurt look great?
look,
Oh,
Kurt
yeah.
looked great.
Kurt Zettelmoyer, my guy,
Hey,
man.
I-
How awesome was that?
I forgot how
And James Markle's a beast. He's so fucking strong,
I
man.
forgot how strong. So me
Yeah.
and James trained together for years, and I forgot how strong he was until he just snatched Kurt off the ground and flung Kurt down.
I know,
How about
right?
Kurt winning with 2 seconds left?
Yeah.
2
2
seconds left,
seconds
pulls off the
remaining,
armbar.
and Kurt Zettelmoyer pulled off the armbar. Wait until the last minute. Flair for the dramatics, man.
That
Congrats
was fun.
to Kurt.
Man. That was fun. Kurt's in great shape. He lost a lot of weight.
Yeah, man.
Keto.
Hey, and his feet look a lot cleaner too, man, than when he debuted with us. Dude, me and Eric had a really there's a
Inside
picture.
joke.
Yeah, there's a picture of us with an inside joke
Diego
that I
needs to
shared
retweet
with Kurt a while back. He had a good laugh about it too.
Yeah, Kurt's funny.
Diego's getting
Hey, but
pumped
honestly,
up over
I'm
it.
enjoying this conversation.
Kurt encouraged me to jump on keto.
Did he?
Because he lost like 80 pounds.
Yeah, man, he was a pretty big guy, and he's still a pretty decent sized guy.
But he's shredded.
He's
He's a
around
big
what,
fella.
like 220, 230 now. I mean,
About
he's
220.
shredded.
He said he
man.
lost like 70 or 80 pounds.
That's awesome, man.
On keto. He's like, dude, I'm eating as many ribeyes as I want, butter,
I was
avocados.
hanging out with him
Sounded
in
good.
Dallas last year sometime. It was me and him and a couple other friends,
Go get a
and we were
refill.
talking, and we're talking about submission hunters where I was pitching, that as an idea, and
Yeah.
and we got to talking about it and talking about the night that somebody pulled off a camel clutch, and
It's him.
and
Camel
he was like, that
Yeah.
was Kurt. I was like, that was Kurt, because
That was
in my
Kurt.
mind he was a much bigger guy. I'm like,
Yeah.
that was you. He's like, yeah. I was like, holy shit, man, you have lost a lot of weight, because I thought it was somebody else.
I told him I wanted to see that for this one. I said, you want to go viral?
Yeah,
Do that
right.
shit.
Do that camel
And,
clutch
dude,
again.
Marco's so hard to submit. Like,
Yeah, for sure.
He's a tank.
Yeah, he is.
Like,
Yeah.
running around. So like, fun match. It was cool to see everybody.
The females?
Dude, hey, Lauren Murphy.
Lauren and Lori.
Oh man, what a
Lauren,
match, dude! That was fun.
Lauren is a monster.
Yeah,
Yeah, she is.
Like, I forget how good her jiu-jitsu and grappling is until you see her live. Because like when we watch her in the UFC, like she's fighting, there's a lot of other things involved. It's not really jiu-jitsu, dude. She's so happy and running around and like feeling good. No one's
Yeah.
punching her in the face. And
yeah, she was having fun with it. you know?
yeah, it was great to see.
She was still cutting weight on
yeah
Saturday.
on Saturday.
And Lori was eating, trying to
come up.
in weight.
Yeah.
So I mean, they're about 10 pounds.
Yeah.
Like Lori could have did a 10 pounds lighter.
It was a good match for
division,
Lori.
but
I was happy for Lori to
step
get that
up and
opportunity.
Take that opportunity, like, it's big. But Lauren did what Lauren does best and bullied. And Lori hit me up and said, "Hey, I want a rematch."
Did she?
Yeah.
Yeah. She's like, "I know what I did wrong."
That
And I'm
doesn't
like,
surprise me. You know,
Dude,
she's
an
a
active-
gamer.
She's a very active competitor, and
Yeah,
she
and
wins.
she's been on a number of
And
our
she
cards.
wins.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she,
she
she's
wins.
a gamer. I was happy
But
for her to get that opportunity.
Lauren says that she's gonna get her black belt, and she's coming for that black belt title.
Okay.
Hey,
Come on with it.
there we go.
Her
I like
and
it.
then being on the card with her husband was cool.
Yeah.
Joe Murphy.
Joe and he
Yeah,
took
I
versus
love
Joey
Joe,
Lotto.
man.
Is he a character or what?
Yeah, he's hilarious,
fucking
man.
Talladega Night, Ricky
Yeah,
Bobby.
he was Ricky Bobby this time coming out. Loved it.
He
Loved
actually
seeing
looks
it.
like Ricky Bobby. He actually looks
Oh, I
like
thought we were talking about Joe Murphy. I'll segue
actually-
to Joe Carroll's
Hey,
opponent. Okay. Yeah.
Joseph Carroll actually looks like the other guy from that Will Ferrell's with on Step Brothers.
Oh, John C. Riley.
Him.
Yeah.
Does he look like him?
He does look like him.
John C. Riley.
He has no hair though.
Talk about a dude who's just always happy, just happy to be
Oh
here.
yeah, I
doing
mean him
this.
and his brother too,
Dude,
man.
he must have massaged my shoulders about fucking
Yeah, same.
100
Same. You're so
times.
friendly, guys. Man, I was starting to wonder, like, was there a bottle of
day long.
Howlerhead in the back that they found, or
Yeah,
got a hold
I
of?
always-
Because they were very friendly and very talkative, but it was fun, man. I had a great
I
time
always
hanging out
feel
with those
bad
guys.
because I'm not super touchy. You know,
Yeah, yeah.
like I'm not, like even people I've known forever. It's like, hey, fist my finger, bro. You know, like every now and then if it's someone.
Well, I just don't
kids and
listen.
stuff.
I just don't know where your hands have been.
He just came from the bathroom.
That's my shit.
Hence
Like,
the fist bump, right?
come on, bro. Like,
Yeah.
got Look, see.
Oh yeah. See, Diego's got a great pubic hair on his shoulder, man. He's
Why did you let her?
getting that granny massage.
Hey, it was
That was from the massage earlier.
Yep, I know.
She was massaging with her ass cheeks.
it was great
Oh,
He was,
that Carol
he
out
was getting a
there.
massage in the Silver Fox division.
What about Joe Murphy, man? Joe Murphy looked phenomenal.
Yeah, dude, he did, man. I thought that's where we were going before we got
Yeah.
sidetracked with Joseph Carroll, but man, Joe Murphy, man,
Dude, you see the way he transitions and shit?
Yeah.
So smooth.
Yeah.
Just riding the dude the whole time with no like effortless.
like he's riding a bike or
That's
something,
it,
man.
yeah.
He just flows.
Joe's an underrated grappler.
He's
like
really good.
like he's very good. And if you watch like his students, they're all very good. Like all of his students have they kind of employ his style where everything's smooth.
Brody Banks.
Yeah.
So Brody,
Brody's at Thug Jitsu.
he's at Thug Jitsu, but he trained a lot with Joe
Yeah.
and Brian. So I saw like a post and stuff, and they share all this stuff.
That's cool.
But Brody's grown up a lot.
He has.
Yeah, he has, man. It's been a little while since I've seen him, man. I think the last time I saw him was at one of those competitions, down off of West Belford or wherever. And he was like 12. Now he's like 14, 15, and dude,
He was tiny on the Submission Hunter stage.
Yeah.
And now he's grown up on stage, and I think
But
he's
dude, his
training to fight.
pedigree, man, the pedigree that he has, training with Eves and training with Joe. I mean, that's got to be his trajectory, right?
Just a few years ago, he was at one of my facilities, like doing strength and conditioning work. And
Yeah.
Now I see him, and I almost don't recognize him sometimes.
Yeah.
These kids, they're growing and getting bigger.
like our own kids.
Yeah.
they're not babies anymore. They're like young men.
It's
and
cool.
Brody's grown into his own.
It's cool to look back and see, like, dude, that's one of the things I love about Sub Hunter is that you get to see these kids
Yes.
grow and come and look at Dragon Davila.
That's what I was
man.
gonna say.
You know,
Eddie Pugachev. I mean, all these
Yes.
kids have grown up right before our
somebody
eyes
like-
and become
like-
elite level grapplers.
Somebody like Dragon that's in the cage now fighting for
Yeah.
Fury.
Yeah.
Like that kid's got a super bright future.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he's gonna take a few amateur fights, turn pro. If he does well, we could see him in the UFC in the next 3 years.
And it all started on the Sub Hunter stage.
And he grew up on the Submission Hunter Pro stage, and that could be Brody very well. I
Yeah,
mean,
a lot of these kids can go there. All those kids we saw this weekend getting after it. It's fun to see it. I love the stage. What we do. Your nephew got out there this weekend.
Yep.
Old Laz Garcia, which was fun to see. Man, he took on a purple belt. Laz is like, kid cracks me up because he's like, hey, I just got my blue belt. This guy's just got his purple. I'm like, yeah. He's like, oh, okay. And he
Okay.
just walks off. He's like, I guess I'm good, right? Yeah. It's fun though, man. They get to go out and they get this competitive drive, and they get to do. For my fighters, I want my fighters on as many Sub Hunter cards as they can be, if it fits within the time frame of their fights.
Right.
Because you get to walk out, you get to experience the crowd, you get to feel that, and all those things. You get to better and better at controlling your emotions and controlling your ability to come out there and compose yourself. So if you're a fighter, you're an aspiring fighter. You should be looking
Laz
to
is
do
making
these.
his MMA debut for us later this month, isn't he?
The 20th.
Yes, on the
Yeah.
20th.
August 20th.
That's insane to me, man. Like whenever I first started announcing with Eric, you know, he's like
He's a baby.
10 years old,
Yeah.
sitting cage side. You know, he's like this tall,
Fat little kid.
and now boom, he's getting ready to climb in there and fight, man.
That's what I met. I met a fat little teenager that came.
I used
into
to
my
take
gym.
him to fucking Six Flags and he'd eat like foot long hot dogs with cheese, and like we would send a picture to his mom.
Yeah.
What are you
You
feeding
better
that
not be
baby?
eating that.
Yeah.
Like, you're gonna get me in trouble.
Hey, now
Thanks,
he's,
Uncle
he's,
Eric.
He's all.
Can I get a funnel
disciplined.
cake?
Yeah.
Dude, he's all. Look, I'm gonna show you.
Now he's shredded, man. I
Dude,
seen him. He's getting after his workouts and shit.
Dude, he works.
I think
off-
him and Chris Castillo should choose a different haircut, but
Yeah, I'd be good with that too.
their mullets.
What are you
Yeah,
gonna
he's
do,
getting
man?
bro.
working it. Look at old fat Laz in there
Golly,
working
dude.
working his butt off, man.
Look at Jeremy back there.
Yeah,
It's
he was
like
out- he
watching
was
watching
tired,
my
too.
own kid grow up, dude. It's like holy crap.
It's cool, man. That's one of the great things about this sport, man. Like
When we left, my son got in the car. He's like, "Man, I think I want to go back to jiu-jitsu."
does he? That's so cool, dude. He's so. fucking
Sometimes you
tall.
just need a break.
Are you
that's
sure?
where that's
Are
where
you sure
Ashton is
that's-
right now too.
That's yours.
Taking a
Like,
break.
He's way taller than you already.
That's all right. That's all right.
Yeah.
He came up and I didn't. He brought me the computer for something to set up, and I'm so bad with like names and faces and just in general. And he walked up and he's like, "Hey, I got this from my dad." I went, "What the?"
Who the fuck is your
I'm like-
Who the fuck is your dad?
Yeah, yeah. I'm like,
then he says,
I'm
then
like-
he says, "Hey,
Who's your dad,
don't
sir?"
open up that computer. Your dad be watching porn." I was like, "Yeah, on that old school
That's what
fucking."
it's his dad.
Yeah, that's how we used to do it back in the day. Give him
This
his
is-
laptop.
Yeah,
here.
this is dad's
Yeah.
porn computer right here. Don't open
Yeah,
it.
you had to have the one that could take the spyware and all that,
Yeah.
and keep your work computer separate,
Yeah.
right?
It's cool.
So
man.
I hear. I hear.
All these kids are getting so big, and that's cool to hear. He wants to get back into it.
He says he does. So we'll see.
Yeah, he was doing some boxing for a while too. So I mean, he's
I mean, that kid's in the gym.
looks like he's
every
trying to
day.
get into the family business.
Every day he's in
Uh-oh.
the gym. Well, I mean, he wants to go to law school eventually.
Somebody
and be
needs
a
to.
lawyer. So I need a good lawyer.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it would
yeah,
help.
yeah.
It'd help to have one.
So I said, "Come on, man." I told him until then he could be my driver though. I spend a lot of time on the road and I need a good driver.
Yeah, you do.
I'll trust him. He's about to get his license too. So we're about to
crazy.
go car shopping here pretty soon. man.
Oh.
Like, yeah.
Ugh.
More shit to worry
You,
about.
you want to buy a Benz?
No. What are you taking it back from your
I could no.
Wayne will
joke.
be sleeping outside. Do
Yeah,
some
you ain't
shit
lying.
that. Wayne will be, "Hey, Eric, I'm sleeping in the man cave."
Whatever, man. I'll tell you some stories after we get off the air.
All right,
man.
let's go.
Take it away. She's gonna be grounded.
So we also, since the last time we were here, we had
San Antonio, baby.
San Antonio
Yeah.
Throwdown.
Fury FC 81.
Techport
What
Arena.
a fun
Great
card,
place.
man. What a fun
It was.
card.
I
What a great
love
arena.
San Antonio. That's our home away from home. I think we all could agree. You know, Denver's kind of climbing up there, but that venue out there, man, the
San
Boeing
Antonio
Center
is
at
great.
Techport, man. What a great place, man.
Hey, what about the Aliva Beerley and Ariel France fight? She is good. Beerley is good.
Really
yeah.
good.
Oh yeah.
She's going
100%.
pro now.
Says she is, yeah.
She's going pro,
She's
and
only-
man, keep your eye on her. If you're listening
Yeah.
to this right now, man, I mean, she's going to be one of those names that you see here in a few
Yeah.
years. She's going to get called up to the UFC. She's going to be like one of those marquee names. I feel like.
She's showing that she has a very well-rounded skill set, as well as she's tough. You know, she's taking some punches, taking some hits. And look, and let's be fair and honest. It helps to be pretty and be a woman's fighter, and she's not bad on the eyes.
Yeah,
man.
she's
Like,
very marketable.
You know,
she's got
like,
universal appeal.
Yes.
That's what you look for.
I
as a
mean,
promoter.
Dana liked her.
Dana thought she.
Yeah,
was
yeah,
a pro
right.
fighter
Dana
already.
made a
Yeah.
special trip out to her gym to go work out, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and he picked up the phone and called Mick. "Hey, you got to get this girl on Contenders."
Yeah.
And then Mick's like, "Dude, she's an amateur."
Yeah, right.
So
Uh,
he'll be able to say that though this coming year.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go.
Hey, so Cody Steele with a crazy knockout.
Cody's
Oh,
on it,
yeah,
man.
man. That was a fun fight to watch, man. Nasty Nick with the call out a little while back and got
He
what he
wanted it.
asked for. I mean, he got the fight that he asked for, and Cody Steele pulled it off.
Cody, even though his record may not be as
He's 4-0
big,
now?
as big as some of the other prospects,
Yeah,
he's
4-0.
got to be one of the top 5 prospects in the nation for.
Cody's
as far-
got the Cody's
And
got
he's-
the look and everything.
He's
got it,
he's another one that's
He's
he's
a
got that
sexy dude. That's a
marketability. He's a
good-looking dude
good-looking
walking
guy.
out
You
there.
put him on a poster.
Yeah.
But he's like primarily known for what he does on the ground, but he's out here knocking people out too.
He's got
He's as
swag.
well-rounded a fighter as a promoter wants to see, I feel like.
I'm not
I
sure.
love having Cody on the roster.
Has
man.
Cody submitted anybody since he started fighting? Like
believe so.
it's like he's made it his
On one of the
purpose.
Challenger Series, it seems like he had a guy, and man, maybe my memory's failing me. He had somebody, he had him on the ground, and I want to say he beat somebody with a
You
rear
did.
naked choke.
Break it in Freeman.
But yeah, he tried to keep that on the feet. He wanted to win that one
Yeah.
by knockout, but it's like, all right, I guess this is what we got to do because he kept going to the ground.
he's really shown that he has. Dude, I forgot about the Sam Kilmer fight. Like I forgot he already beat Kilmer too. Like
Yeah.
he's good. He is very very
Cody
good.
hasn't had any easy fights really with us. Like,
No.
And I'd like to say that his first fight was probably
the
his
Jesse
toughest.
Gingler fight. Jesse Gingler's a dog.
Jesse
man.
Gingler is a dog, man. Jesse's coming up for us when August.
917 Tulsa.
Is he in Tulsa?
Is he in Tulsa? Is
No,
he
he's
fighting
in
McLaughlin?
Houston. I think he's fighting Aaron Phillips here, isn't he?
Oh, you're right. I think you're right. Hang
Yeah.
on.
So he's got him a UFC vet now. He's fighting Aaron Phillips, I think, on August 20th or 27th.
Let's find out.
Shit, man, we got so many cards.
There's a lot of
coming up.
cards coming
Now,
up.
while
Man.
Rich
Gingler and Aaron
Burmaster
Phillips.
searches that
820,
record
right?
up,
820.
This pour brought to you by Howler Head Whiskey, the only monkey that matters.
Get that monkey spirit in you.
Rich trying to go to Ponchos.
Is that we're going for lunch, Ponchos?
Hey, if
I feel
y'all
like
are
everybody's
in,
gonna get sick.
I'm
you wanna
in.
go?
There's
there-
only
there's
one
an
left
In-N-Out
in the
over here,
Houston area.
Yeah, there is.
No, on this
The
side.
legendary Ponchos. I want to go just to raise the flag.
There's no In-N-Out on this side of town, right? You gotta go to
I don't
1960
think they're-
somewhere.
I want to
might
say
be.
they brought some burgers in.
I know
the
there's
last
one in
time we were
Willowbrook. The Willowbrook area's got a In-N-Out.
Look at
burger.
Diego's eyes are getting a little small.
Yeah, dude, we're far from In-N-Out. Look, I got them pulled up right
fuck.
here.
Yeah, Willowbrook's probably the closest one to here.
God damn it.
I thought we were going to Ponchos, man.
Man, I gotta look at the menu, bro.
What do you mean it's a buffet?
Boof?
A buffet.
That's how Rich does it.
Oh man, I don't know. What they got on keto?
Not a lot.
We gonna
on
eat the meat
keto.
out of the tacos.
Well, yeah, the
Cut
way you
open
said
the-
that.
So what's a good bread alternative for keto?
There is not
Keto
one.
bread.
But what's keto bread?
Stop eating keto.
Yeah,
Stop
it's-
eating bread.
Listen,
meat.
I got off
It's
of
called-
keto for about
It's
4
called
days.
meat.
How'd you feel?
Are you back on it now?
I'm going back.
Yeah, we went.
Like it
Going
better?
back. Yeah.
We were at the Cheesecake Factory having lunch after the thing that we did out there. And, he ordered
Spa.
sweet potato fries. I was like, "What the fuck?"
I know.
Tara was like, "Yeah, he's off of it now." It was like a victory for Tara. She's
Yeah.
like, I got him off that bullshit.
I forget
but
where
now
we
I find
were.
out he's going right back on.
We
it.
were somewhere, get like a beer and a burger. I was like, what?
Yeah.
What? I was like, all right.
It was good for a little bit, but
Yeah.
I just feel like I can eat so much more while I'm on keto and not have to worry about it versus eating all sorts of fucking carbs and
I feel
shit.
like
So you get
whatever.
that keto tapeworm.
Whatever
I don't know
works,
what the hell that was.
Whatever works for like your body and you,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
do that because like
Keto
I
works
do
for me,
I
bro.
do probably like 75% keto. Like maybe like the majority of the meals I eat, if I have any carbs, is very very little.
When you manage your carbs, I think you feel a lot better.
yeah,
if you load
yeah,
up on them,
definitely.
man, you feel so
I do.
sluggish, so
man,
full.
I'd be honest.
Yeah.
The biggest change for me was I stopped drinking beer during the
Well,
week.
like if you wake up in the morning
That
and
made
you
a big change for me. Yeah.
and you have a pack of oatmeal, you're already 60 carbs in,
yeah. Just don't eat them.
and it doesn't seem like a
Yeah,
lot.
man.
And I
Intermittent
have to eat.
fasting, it's the way to go, dude.
I was doing that too, and I'm not doing that no more. It's just it fucks with the acid in my stomach.
The funny thing about intermittent fasting, like when you sit back and think about it, the overall goal is to you just have to be in a calorie deficit.
Yeah.
So if you're in a calorie deficit, no matter if it's carbs or if it's sugars or if it's protein, like as long as you meet your calorie numbers, like you're gonna lose weight. So if you shorten your window of eating, you already have less calories you can consume, so you're gonna lose weight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Unless you fucking stuff your face in that window.
yeah. 100%.
Yeah.
Like that's I have to watch out for. I had to stop drinking. I stopped drinking beer for the most part.
Beer's so good.
I know I love it, but I also
Yeah, I love
But
my
I'll-
Crawford
I'll-
Bach, but yeah,
I'll
man,
have
you can only
one-
have so many beers before you're like all full. And
Or
bloated
if I'm
and
gonna have a
shit.
beer,
especially
I give
with
myself,
dinner.
I'll have one. I'll have one beer, but during the week I won't drink any.
But like a cold beer, man.
That's
Just
delicious. So delicious.
You're going to the Astros game tonight, right?
I think so.
Might hit up Anita, might join you down there.
Come
and
on.
Go drink some beers. That's like my exception.
wife
If I'm
gets
at a
off at
baseball
4,
game,
we're
I'm
gonna try
going to
and
drink
see.
some Crawford Bach. Gonna eat some
That's a
peanuts.
dark beer.
Yeah,
What
and
do you
it's
play?
good. See, Eric probably gets like the Michelob Ultra. I don't really consider that beer. And I
drink
that
Dos.
used to be my go-to.
I like
Michelob
Dos,
Ultra's
too.
great. And
I like
but
Dos
man,
Equis.
He likes to dress up those.
man, once you start,
I like it dressed up with
Get the-
salt.
once you start getting a
lime,
flavor
throw a
for
little
like real
michelada
beers,
sauce in
like
it.
The
beers
Lulac
that put in
version.
some
The Lulac
effort
version.
into their flavor. Once you get a feel for it, you're like, okay, yeah, that's good.
Crawford Bock or Guinness.
Ooh, everyday drinking Crawford Bock.
Are we picking? Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm going Crawford Bock.
What tastes better?
To me, Crawford Bock. I like Crawford.
I
Never
like.
had it.
I
Never
like.
had it.
Key
I
Light.
like stout. So I'm a stout guy. I like dark. I like the Guinnesses. I like Venom's milk and stuff like. I like all that stuff. so-
Venom's milk.
Yeah.
You like Mother's
It's like
milk?
manly.
I know a guy.
Yeah,
No,
I know
got
a-
some
I
for
know a
ya.
guy's got some breastises for that.
Get your motorboat ready.
But I can't drink all that shit right now. So like,
Why not?
because I'm just not drinking it.
You can, you
I've
choose not
lost-
to. 'Cause
Yeah, 'cause
Rich
I've-
Burmaster is shredded. Have you seen the pictures we've been
Yeah.
posting, man? Like, it's
He
like
looks
Rich
good.
Not yet.
Burmaster has
Not
lost
yet.
some
Did you see
weight,
his
man.
calves?
I mean,
Daddy's
he,
calves are
he
nice.
looked great before, but dude, he's all shredded now. Like he's getting ready to climb back in the cage.
What do you think would happen to
Ooh.
Rich if he went to the
Not so
massage
much.
bar?
No.
With that, how would the Asian lady massage his calves?
Tubuku. Tubuku.
We need a translator.
How would she do it? Would she like
Hey.
straddle his calves?
Hey, I did.
He's like, I don't know. I'm gonna drink. I don't know.
Speaking of calves, Joey, so like I never really work out my legs when I'm lifting and stuff, like because they're just always kind of.
That's just
naturally that way
disgusting
they
to me,
are.
man. Somebody that like has calves the size of Rich Burmaster. Like, yeah, I really don't work out my
So
calves.
but on Monday last week, I don't know what it was. I got the hair in my. I was watching some guy. I was like, I'm gonna fucking do some calf workouts today. So I obliterated my calves. Like
Calf raises.
He's out there doing calf raises with dump trucks
like
and shit.
Too much, like way too much.
You can walk the next day.
Dude, it wasn't the next day. It was the day after.
Yeah.
like 2 days after.
2 days. That's the real.
Dude,
yes.
I laid on my couch and I had my wife put Tiger Balm, and she was just in there rubbing
And that
it.
hurts.
That
That hurts so bad, bro.
Dude, but it hurts so bad, but in such a good way, though, man.
Even that, or when you try and stretch, you're like,
Yes.
oh, and then it starts feeling good for a little bit.
You've
Right.
been driving, you sit for a while, you go to get out your truck, you're
Yeah.
like, oh, God,
Yes.
dude.
Oh, man.
That's
Yeah.
a good feeling, though.
It is.
It's
yeah.
a bad. It hurts, but it's a great feeling.
Yeah.
Yeah, like,
I need to get my ass back in
I'm
the gym.
I'm
man.
enjoying, man, I've been.
See that you deserved a cold beer after that.
I've been enjoying rolling with my guys again. Like that's been the most fun thing for me. So I've been trying to set like goals for myself. Hey, I'm gonna go 30 minutes tonight. I'm gonna go 45 minutes tonight. Now I'm not doing all of our crazy warm ups and shit and all that stuff. Like, but I'm 44, maybe 45 this year. So like I'm trying to just enjoy being on the mat again. And I can tell you now, 4 months ago I was at 270. I was not enjoying being on the mats. I was fucking like sweaty from walking in my gym. Now I'm like 230, and like I feel good. Like
That's awesome,
You
man.
feel better
being-
after.
Yeah, yeah.
That's the best feeling is at the after.
dude. That drive home, like I love that that drive home where I'm fucking rash guards wet and I'm got all shit pulled off. I got just t-shirt.
jamming, Metro Boomin.
Yeah, dude.
All the
Loving
endorphins
it.
flowing,
Yeah.
brother.
There you go.
Dude, that's a great feeling. Speaking of a great feeling, well, this is the segue back. Look at that. Eddie Frye got back
Yeah.
in the win.
Fry
column at
Ray.
home.
Fry Ray,
Is
white
that,
boy.
Isn't that what I said?
No, you fry yay.
Fry
Y'all do this.
Ray
Y'all do this
rare.
thing where you
Fry
say fry
rare.
yay. If you're gonna be white about it, fry Ray.
What about the Mo Miller
unanimous
John
decision for
Giannis
him.
fight?
Okay, man.
I don't
Hey,
know, man.
going into it,
Somebody
that was
called
the
us
one
a
I wanted to
racist
see
promotion.
the most.
I saw that.
We can go into that.
I
We'll
saw
get there.
that.
Somebody
we'll
got
get
on there
there.
and called us
But
racist.
let's talk about it first. Going into that fight, we all kind of universally agreed like that was the fight we were most looking forward to seeing.
Right.
It was going to be a banger. It was going to
Yeah.
be a dog fight. Man, as far as fights on this card, the one that underwhelmed, underdelivered, that was it.
Yeah.
I was really disappointed. I didn't feel like it
bra-
delivered
I was
what we
bragging
expected
about
to
it.
see.
I was bragging about it in a TV
Yeah.
truck.
Yeah.
This is the fight. This is the fight.
And then, to top it off, in a fight that underdelivered, the judges had to pick a winner based on what they saw. And, John Giannis won. But then, somebody went on social media and, like, called us racist and
Yeah.
all this other bullshit, in a now deleted Facebook post. I was getting ready to go in on that shit. It's like, dude, you can call us a lot of things.
And I've
but
already made it very clear that
We're
we
a
don't,
minority-owned company.
and we don't choose refs,
We
judges,
don't
nobody.
Two of the three I think the comment alluded to the
white
judges
referees.
being white.
Right judges, yeah.
2 of 3 were Hispanic.
Yeah, Gino Garcia, I
Yeah.
think, was one of them.
Look, however we look at it, it was a close fight.
Gino Garcia, Joel Elizondo, and John Herzog.
I'm not mad.
Hey, I'm sorry, John Herzog. You're a racist.
It's hard to be. It's hard to be mad at Mo Miller,
Right.
because he's the fighter. He's the one who, if he felt he was wrong, then he deserves to say that he felt he was wrong.
I agree.
And I can't 100% disagree. I thought he did a great job controlling. I thought, now, could he have done more damage? Yes. But that is always the problem that high-level wrestlers run into at some point in their career, is they get back to that part of, I'm going to get my takedown, I'm going to work, and he's trying to progress. He's trying to get to that next step. And, hey, shout out to John Giannis for not letting him do anything else. Mo Miller's a dangerous dude on the ground.
But
So-
is it because he's black though?
It's not because he's black. It's not.
Are you sure?
You don't have to agree with the decision, but that's what the decision was. Again, it has nothing to do with us.
Right.
Nothing.
And Fury the racist promotion,
man.
and all the stuff that came.
We all get attacked personally. We get attacked. The
Dude, I don't
brand gets
care.
attacked.
I'm fine with those attacks, but whenever you go like that direction, that's whenever I've got an issue, man. And I had the thing
I've
somewhere
just
here. I was getting
stopped
ready to read it on here
I've
because
just
it's kind of funny.
Stopped responding to them. I don't even care at this point. Speaking of dangerous blacks,
Ah, damn.
what about Jacoby Smith?
Rich Burmaster
What?
segued out of it
Are
before I
you
could find the
shitting me?
tweet.
Yeah, just
He's a monster.
Yeah.
poor Austin. Austin's tough too, man, but
Yeah,
he was
he
getting
is.
tossed.
Yeah, he was.
Like, Jacoby's just so powerful.
Yeah. Now there's a difference right there. You look at Jacoby and Mo Miller. Jacoby was on top, just doing damage the whole time.
Yeah.
Like there was a couple times that fight could have been stopped. But shout out to Austin Jones.
Never quit. Never
Move
wants
through.
out. He don't ever want the easy way out.
And the fight that I didn't think was going to be fight of the night, but ended up being Adam Vigil defeated Zach Borrego.
Adam V. Hill.
What a scrap!
How did V-Hill came out throwing fucking
Man,
bombs,
dude,
bro?
from
That,
the get-go.
that guy is my new favorite middleweight right now, man. Zach Reese is off to Contender Series and whatnot. Dude, Adam V. Hill impressed me in his debut here at Fear FC, man.
And another, what a nice guy. Like,
Yeah.
Very.
He tracked me down at some point just to stop and say, hey, I just wanted to thank you
He said
for
he had a
bringing me
great
out
experience,
here.
yeah.
It was a great experience. I cannot wait to fight for you guys again.
Man, I think that's what I enjoy more than anything is to hear guys the
Yeah.
feedback.
Yeah.
Like Lauren Murphy did a really cool post.
Did she?
Yesterday I saw it, and she was like, "Man, shout out to these guys."
That's
And
cool.
She said she said something about like, in a world full of scumbag promoters, we should feel lucky to have Sub Hunter and Fury
That's awesome.
here in our backyard doing shit.
I meant to send that to Walker.
Pressure's pulling guard. Awesome.
Man.
Send it to him now.
Send it to him now.
All right,
The,
I'm getting ready, so I'm still looking for that.
Hey, shout out to
Tweet.
Walker, our guy. our
Walker,
guy at
Texas
Fight Pass.
Ranger, Chuck Norris.
Beautiful beard, man. That means a lot though to hear that from the fighters, because as I've said with yourself, one of the first things that you and Mick that I both gravitated to was that you guys both put the fighters first, and it shows in like how they're treated, what happens with them, what the outcome is, and the experiences they get. So thank you. Oh, you got the blatant racism post up. You want to read that? Go ahead.
Now I found it. Now that we're well past that.
Yeah.
All right, I won't say the lady's name,
In a
But-
world full of shitbags.
but for every we get so many, like we get so much love from the fight community, whether it's MMA, whether it's the grappling community, for the stuff we do with Submission Hunter. But there's always one. There's always one somewhere, and this lady had this to say after the John Giannis Mo Miller fight. Fury FC, Fury FC displayed blatant racism today in the fight. As if we're responsible for the decision. Tell me you don't know how the fight game works without telling me. It's like
Right.
we don't decide the winners or losers. The officials showed their dislike for black fighters, and we as black folk need to stand together and let Fury FC know how we feel. Let us send messages, flood social media with disdain, and call out Fury FC. This has been going on way too long. Really? I mean, we need to let Fury FC hear us loud and clear. We will no longer be quiet. Please stand. It's supposed to say with us. Please stand with us and flood social media. We are stronger standing together. Look at the highlights of the fight with Mo Miller versus John Giannis. The spelling goes off the rails here.
It's probably drunk.
Mo Miller versus John Giannis, spit decision. Yeah, right. Why
Oh,
are
you called me a spick, eh?
Spick? Wow. It was
Spit.
a Spick's decision?
spit? It was supposed to be a
Wow.
split decision. Hey,
Hey.
hey, don't hear something I'm not saying.
What next? It was a
Why
WAP
why
winner?
are all the officials in Fury FC white? You got your answer. Flood social media. Look here.
She thought you were
Look
an
here.
official, the white
Yeah,
announcer.
yeah, me, Rich, and you, Eric Whitey Garcia.
First of all, sir, I'm black.
oh
so let's
man,
not-
hey, I identify as black. So
That's why we match the cars, 'cause
Identification.
we're one white, one
hey,
black.
if you look at my musical playlist, I identify as black. However, man, I have so much like just I gotta calm down because I got a little howler in me. But that shit pisses me off. To go that direction because your guy didn't win.
I saw it
Give me a
immediately,
fucking
like-
break. And to hit all your bullet points that you get from TV news, from MSNBC or whatever. If I don't like something, that's the card we play. Get the fuck out of here, all right? This is the fight game. This isn't politics or whatever.
Hey, also-
Flood social media all you want. You were the only one that had that bullshit to say.
Hey,
So,
also to
ma'am,
that note, to your note about your playlist, dear black artist, could you guys please make some songs I can sing along to? Fuck, man, it's getting
These
really
days-
hard.
these
It's
days,
getting-
yeah.
it's getting really hard for me to sing the songs I want to sing
Yeah,
when
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
driving.
you're not allowed to say that word. You know?
I
And
got
I'm fine.
I got
You
my
have the
son
word.
Devin next to me. I got to have him drop the N-bomb every time the music's on because I can't say it. I mean, I can, but I'm not. That's
Yeah,
stupid.
yeah.
You know, like, so you're driving. Like, please, guys, make some white people appropriate music.
Yeah.
No comment.
Yeah, all of us.
Does that
all
help?
of us.
Does that help? Does that help you at all?
Yeah, sure.
All right.
I mean, why not? Anyways,
Hey,
moving on.
Hey,
You
side
can
note,
hate Fury FC. You can hate the decision, but don't fucking come at us with that racist
main
bullshit.
event, Mikey
This
Lin-
ain't it.
Mikey Lindhars defeated Marcelo Rojo. Dude, Lindhars 18-3.
Linares.
After missing weight.
What did I say, Lindhars?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he did miss weight. Yeah.
He missed weight, and then they came with an agreed upon weight that he had to show up at, and
Missed
right
it a
there,
little
man,
bit.
right
It's-
there.
it's
He-
hard.
He made it.
Look, I mean, Marcelo is a fighter, and look here, he saved the main event. He could have, if he'd said we don't want to fight, he would have been well within his rights to do that.
100%.
And he didn't. He rolled the dice against a 17-3 guy on a week's notice. Like, that's rough. That's hard. And he did it. Didn't go his way. Shout out to Mikey, they looked great. It was a fun fight, back and forth, and great job to him.
We could do him and Nate.
Not in that one we're talking about.
No, it'd have to be in like October.
God, it's been so long. Who fell off? I can't remember who fell off on the main event.
It was Nate.
We were all
It was
looking
supposed to
forward.
be- It was Nate versus Marcelo was the co-main, and then
Isaac
fell
Moreno
off.
and-
Yeah. That was the original main event that was playing.
Yeah.
I was looking
I
forward
would
to
like
that
to
one
put
so much,
together
man.
Isaac and Jacoby.
It's a test for both of them.
I would
Elite
love
striker,
to see
elite
it.
wrestler.
I have a feel. I know Jacoby would be in.
I think so.
I
Maybe-
question
maybe
whether
we get-
Isaac
maybe we get a
would.
new co-main in Oklahoma.
We bring Isaac Moreno to Tulsa.
Isaac, he's always down for a fight, but I mean,
That's the fight that needs to be made. I mean, Jacoby just took out who Isaac was supposed to fight.
Yeah, it makes sense.
So it makes sense now. Like, he earned his spot.
man, I love Isaac Moreno, but I would not want to take on Jacoby Smith right now. He's
mean,
on a
Isaac's a
tear. He's
dog,
on a
too.
run.
Yeah.
Oh, I know, 100%, man. That's a fight, dude. That's the
I think
fans
it's a
are gonna
UFC
win.
Fight.
I don't know if anybody wants to fight either of those guys. Like,
Yeah, I don't think anybody does.
dude, Isaac Moreno, when he's smiling in the cage at you
Oh,
and he
man.
throws a spinning shit at your
Uh,
head, dude,
yeah.
you're like,
When he's standing with his back facing you during like the intros,
Oh,
whenever,
yeah.
whenever he spins around and it's time. Oh fuck, dude! I would not want to be across the cage from Isaac Moreno, but dude, Jacoby Smith, man, that's a great opponent for
I
him.
feel like he'd welcome that shit.
Oh,
Come
yeah.
on.
I wish. Now this is us.
Golly.
Kind of like our standards are pretty high. In any other promotion, that's a title fight. Any other promotion, you got to have a little bit more. And when I say a little bit, they just need a few more fights. They're young in their career.
5-0, 6-0.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need
I
like
know
8,
we,
no
we
10.
want them around 10 fights, somewhere in that neighborhood.
Somewhere in that neighborhood.
8 to 10.
8 to 10. You start to make it. We start to make some exceptions and talk about it. But what a great fight.
So 3-0, not a title fight.
Oh,
right?
no.
3-0, not a title fight.
We've had guys demand that.
2-1,
Get the
not a
fuck outta
title fight.
here. Get the hell out of here. Don't get me started. I don't have no howler in me.
Hey, we've got
Are you on the
some-
wagon
Are you
today, Eric
trying? Are you
Garcia?
trying?
You're not. You're really not. He's like drinking Gatorade over there.
Hey, the parasites.
Hey, look. So we've
All right.
got some amazing cards coming up. 820
Hey, alcohol
Challenger
kills
Series,
parasites.
827 Fury, 9-1 Challenger Series Galveston, 917. We take it back to Tulsa, Oklahoma. 8-4. We've got Colleen Submission Hunter Pro. I'm running out of dates in
9-10.
my head.
Edinburgh.
Oh, 910 Edinburgh. Listen, we are jam-packed with events. Make sure you go to subhunterpro.tv and
924.
furyfc.tv.
Fury Challenger Series Houston.
Oh, yeah, we just decided that one was coming back
We
today.
weren't gonna do it, but we're doing it.
Yeah, we're going to do that one.
Yeah,
now.
What's happening?
924 back in Houston with another Challenger Series.
Kick ass. Let's go.
What up, man? You got anything else, Diego? Where
Nope.
we going ponchos or what? Where we going?
Man, fuck it, man. If y'all want to do it, I'll do
Hey,
it.
Diego.
You want to go ponchos, Diego?
Diego, have you seen the new Barbie movie?
Is there
Oh gosh.
Fuck it, bro.
Don't go
Let's all
see
go
that
get
Barbie
sick real
movie,
quick.
please.
What did you think about Ryan Gosling's performance in the Barbie movie?
Freaking horrible. I can't
Yeah,
believe
dude, right
how.
down the street.
I'm telling you, I thought it was a
Pull
kid
it up.
movie. It was a lot of adult innuendos and stuff like that. It just was not for.
Well,
for
that's
kids.
how
Kids,
that's how
yeah.
Hollywood. You got to groom the children. You got
It'll-
to
it'll-
you got to groom the kids and sexualize them. That's how you do it. You
Oh my
you make a
God.
Barbie movie and then you
Right
you know,
straight
start
here.
making innuendos that they ask their parents about and have to explain. So
I know,
and
man.
you started on
Either
that
one.
shit.
I'll eat either one.
So the Barbie movie's a thumbs down. Is that what we're getting from you?
2 thumbs down.
Yeah, I felt like you had a lot more to say
Buffet,
about
nice
it.
buffet.
You know, when we were
Yeah,
talking
but
while
couple
setup
of
was going
live
down.
oaks
Go down the
and-
line.
Hey, the live oak should have you flowing, man. So that's what we get. A thumbs
Got
down
it
for
all
Barbie.
We do.
It's cheap.
It was hard.
at it on Yelp.
I didn't like it at all.
Oh, it's not.
Margot,
Gonna be good.
Margot.
Margot Robbie,
Oh
I think
my
is.
God, is gorgeous. Perfect person to play that part.
Ryan
Guy?
Reynolds.
Huh?
Ryan Reynolds.
The
No,
fuck? You
no.
talking
Margot
about,
Robbie.
Diego? I ain't with the.
They're talking about ponchos over here. They missed half of what you said. It's okay.
No, about Barbie the movie.
Come on, Barbie.
Don't go
Dude,
see
it's
it.
got 3.7 stars, baby.
Which one, ponchos?
Yeah,
Ponchos or Barbie?
ponchos.
So, hey, is that where we're going? For those of y'all who don't know, man.
Listen, I grew up on that shit,
Ponchos, Mexican buffet, raise the
Fuck
flag.
it, we're going. We're
Man.
going to ponchos.
It's legendary.
We're going to get sick.
Legendary here in Houston.
Wayne,
They used
do
to
your
be-
shit, Wayne.
They used to be everywhere. There's
Everybody
only
gonna have
one.
parasites.
It's right here in Humble, Texas, just down the road from DNA
I
Studios.
needed diarrhea.
I think that's kind of the reputation that it has. The food tastes great, but you got about 30 minutes to make it home before you get the bubble guts. Hey, the time for talk is over. This has been Fury Unleashed.